What's going on, gang? So this is DJ Rocky here. We're going to actually do this video for other people that may be interested, but this is really for a good friend of mine, and I know if he's maybe one, there's got to be so many others out there that can probably use a little bit of this advice that are owners of a Scion XB. I am a happy owner of a Scion XB. It has actually been a really good thing for me. As far as being mobile, more compact type of a vehicle for being a mobile DJ. What we're going to do in this video, just try to keep it quick and short, is we're going to be using our Scion XB. We're going to be mounting on our truss totems on the top, and I'm going to show you how to do that. That will be a safe, effective, and a legal way of doing that. So that way you don't have to worry about racks or anything like that. If you have racks, that's great. I actually don't have racks. But the way we're going to go ahead and mount on our trusses here, so that way our vehicle inside has plenty of space for our other DJ gear or other event gear that we're going to be working with. Your trussing is safe, so it's safely on there in a safe, effective way, and that's also legal as well too. I'll show you, we're going to do 2 trusses, and we're also going to do 4 trusses. So let's take a look. So before we talk about mounting on the truss, we're going to talk about 2 other pieces of tools that you'll need to mount on top of your Scion XB or any other vehicles. The reason why I feel as though the Scion XB, there's really no other need for racks or any other tools or anything like that, or probably safer than most vehicles. What you'll notice is the Scion XBs are more of a box-shaped type of a feel to the structure of the vehicle, and it's flat on top. It's flat on top, and that's what we want. Our trusses are actually flat. So first, let's take a look at our first set of tools. Went ahead to the Home Depot. You can buy at Home Depot or Lowe's. This is actually a Home Depot brand. It's called the HDX. These are Gorilla straps. So these are Gorilla straps. These are 16-foot Gorilla straps. They come in a pack of 4. And these Gorilla straps are 16 foot in length and total length. They're adjustable. The working load capacity is 700 pounds. I would say our 6-footers alone are about 45 pounds for just the 6-footers, maybe a little bit more. For the 8-footers, maybe about 65 pounds for the 8-footers. Now again, these are going to be 700 pounds of working load. Their max braking load is at 2,100 pounds. So clearly at 700 pounds working load, you have plenty of strength with your Gorilla straps. From the Lowe's or Home Depot, Gorilla straps, I'm working with the 16-footers, and I'll show you why in a second. That 16-foot was just good enough for me, and I'll show you why in a second. The reason why 2 of these straps are going to be just good enough, it's good to have a couple extras sitting around if you're, just for extras and for other uses that you may have, but let's take a look at that. So those are your Gorilla straps. Now with your Gorilla straps, I just want to show you real quick. They're at full length, so that way you can actually extend it and pull it out like so, and it starts to relax, so you can actually keep it in length. And then you have to pull this trigger here to put it back in working mode, and then it'll begin to start to wind up, and you crank it up like so. And that way it doesn't come out of, it doesn't give it slack. And then you pull this trigger again to pull full extension, and then you can give it slack, and it allows you to open it back up. Alright, and then we'll look at our second tool, which is actually going to be a mat. It's just basically a gym mat that we got at the, you can get it like at a Sports Authority or Dick's Sporting Goods. And if you look real closely, it's just a nice little, more denser type of a foam. I'm not sure if you can see that. And that, I cut it to the size of the surface on the top of the Scion XB. So that you'll lay on top, and we'll lay our trussing right on top of that. So that way you get a nice cushion, and it keeps it closer to the vehicle, so it's a nice flush feel to it. So let's go ahead and take a look. We're going to throw our, first our mat on top, and then we're going to throw our truss on top. So let's take a look. Okay, so here you see we have our mat on top, and I just have it to the back of the antenna on the Scion XB. It's just flush. I could have left a little bit of length here, but honestly I just wanted to have it at stopping point right there. And because we're working with more of a flatter surface, the truss sits nice along that, and then it actually does not touch the surface of the car. And then if you look along this side, you can see that we're flush, just at the rounding edge of the side of the Scion XB. Okay, so there's the mat. We have it on top. That's okay, so here we have the truss right on top. You can see it just ends at the back here, and you can see the truss that's right there. You have just enough room for another truss to lay down right next to it. We'll put our other truss here. Okay, and here's the 8-footer. It's actually hanging just a little bit, but as you can see, where the vehicle starts to bow itself and where the antenna meets just underneath there, and where our mat meet, all together the trussing is straight across and it's not touching. It has plenty of room right there. We actually won't be rocking like that once we strap it down, but just so you know, there's plenty of room in there. You're going to have it strapped down towards the two center portions. I'll show you in a second. So here we are. We got 2 8-footers in the front. Again, you could do 2 6-footers or 2 8-footers. You can also do, you know, just 4 8-footers. You could do 4 6-footers, however you want to. But here we go. This one's going to be 2 8-footers, 2 6-footers. So we actually got 4 mounted, sitting on top. We're not mounted yet, and just wanted to show you they are actually sitting pretty nice and flush. You could see a slight bow there, but they're nice and flush, and they fit end to end right on top of your Scion XB, all 4 trusses. These are 12-inch box trusses, and all 4 of them do fit on top. Okay, so I get my one end of my grill strap, the non-cranking end, and I'll go ahead and throw that over. Okay, and we're going to throw that all the way over, and then I'll meet you on the other side. Okay, so we're here on the other side, and we have the non-cranking side again, and the cranked side is going to be across on the other side there. Now, because we're using 4 trussing, we would have to loop around all one continuous time through the top of the roof. If you're using 2 trussing, then you would want to do that a little bit differently. You'd basically want to loop over, loop through the trussing, loop back over again, and then down underneath. That would be actually a safer strap. Now, if you're going to be doing 4 trussing, you just have, you want to move all the way over because we're using a lot of the actual Gorilla strapping, and then you want to run it all the way through just one full continuous loop, and then we want to crank it down. You can do 2 or you can do 3. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do 2. You can do more if you want to, but again, you're working with 1 strap with a 700-pound working load, which is way more than enough. Well, obviously we're going to use 2 in this video. So let's go ahead and just a quick tip, when you're coming over and you're coming underneath, this is usually where your head is at, right about here. And depending on how tall you are, this kind of bumps my head if I have it over here, so I actually move it down this way a little bit, and I move it down this way, and that way it's out of my head and it's not going to bump me or anything like that, the strap. So we're going to throw that through, and let's go ahead and go on the other side. Okay, I'm going to do the best I can with one hand here. So again, here we are. We completely wrapped around from the vehicle inside. We got our crank side on this side, the crank end on this side, and the non-crank hand in our hand because we wrapped all the way out to the other side. Now here we have a little bit of slack, and we have plenty of fabric that's cranked in there, the Gorilla strap that's cranked in there already. So what I'm going to do is really kind of do it how the best way you can. What I'm going to do is just kind of loop over the first trussing, hitting the second trussing there, as you can see, because we have plenty of more slack left, and I'm just going to give a little pull, okay, and then I'm going to have plenty of slack left on the cranked end hook, so I'm actually going to hook that over. Now, the best way to hook this is okay. This is an okay way to hook it, but I'm going to show you a better way to hook it. Let me see if I can do this with one hand. I like to hook it in to the second hook there, okay, and then have this other hook hooked there, and that's the best way I like to hook it. If you can see that there, I'll hook the back end and then this back end here, so it's almost double hooked there. Okay, so that we have a little bit extra fabric, so we just looped over the 1 trussing as we came over, and now here's our crank side, and I'm doing it with one hand, so bear with me here, and I'm just going to crank it and crank it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off, show you how it's fully tightened. I'm just going to continue to crank like I'm doing now. Okay, so I cranked it as much as I could, and I wanted to show you on my last 1 or 2. That's where you just want to hear a click or two. Okay, I heard a couple clicks. Come back down. Okay, and I think that should be good. Give it a little wiggle. If you see any give on there whatsoever, then you probably want to crank it maybe once or twice more. It's really tight right now, I'm telling you. Okay, there was one more click to hold it down. Now let me just show you. So we strapped her on one time. We're as tight as we can get it on a gorilla strap. I'm going to grab this and just watch the car for a second. I mean, it's on there. I mean, I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's really on there. We'll go ahead and do the other one. I won't walk you all the way through the steps, but I'll just show you real quick. We'll do the other one to give you a full complete view that we can strap on 4 of our 12-inch box trusses on a Scion XB. Okay, so a quick tip I want to show you is you're throwing over your trussing right here, right? And you have this steel metal hook, okay? This is steel, okay? And you're on the other side and you're throwing it over and your door is closed. Guess what? Yeah, that window could break. So you don't want to throw it over, okay? And then this hook is, the momentum is going to pull it back and bam, and hit the glass. We don't want to do that. This is very, very solid steel, so you want to be careful with that. Make sure before you throw it over, open that door up, okay? Open that door up. When you throw it over, boom, it comes swinging inside and falls down, okay? So it doesn't hit the glass window and break. Okay, and for that matter, when you're doing any of this, just leave all the doors open. If you can, leave all the doors open so that way when you're throwing things over, you're hurrying up. Let's say you're rushing at night, you're into your gig, you have a door closed over there and you're trying to hurry up and you throw that hook over, you most definitely don't want to break your windows. So just leave the doors open. Alright, so we're all done here. Okay, let's go ahead and close the doors. Let's take a last look at it, and I'm going to show you one last step. I'm going to talk real quick because I'm running out of memory space. But basically, I picked up this at the loading and unloading dock at the Home Depot. You can get it at Lowe's or Home Depot. You want any red, very red cloth, piece of plastic like so. You want to go ahead and mount it on the back of your trussing. Here, you want to go ahead and tie it. I give it 2 good ties. Just go ahead and tie it once, tie it twice just for good measure so it stays on there really good. I have a couple extras that are actually in the back of the vehicle just in case I lose these. So the officer or police officer, so you don't get a ticket, wants to see that you have red on there because we have an external device on the vehicle, on the cabin of the vehicle. So they need to see red so that way it tells other people around you that you need to keep a safe distance because we have a hazardous external device on the, hanging from the vehicle. They want to see that it's flush. So the four box trusses actually fit flush. They want to see that it's strapped safely with gorilla straps. They'll know that this working load can contain the actual device. And then clearly you can see that it's not going to go anywhere. These are safely on there. So hope you like this video. This is DJ Rocky with Atlanta Music DJ. Love and respect all people and all things living. Goodbye.